Hey guys, can you hear me? Okay, that's cool. So today we are going to continue to learn the Twitter Bootstrap, and we will working on the something called let's go here, component, and we'll try to add something called carousel. I'm not sure it's spelled right or wrong, but basically it's just like you have some slides, and then you put the image and let the slide just doing the slide. And after that, I want you guys to register a GitHub account if you haven't yet. And I want you to sign up the GitHub, and then we learn how to create a repository in the GitHub. And with the repository in the GitHub, and we can have a website in github.io. Right? So yeah, basically we will hold the website in the github.io. So I will let you know how to do that. But first, we just go back to our project, which we already have it in my GitHub account. So I just do one time to check in, and you can see what I'm doing, but you don't have to follow me. Okay, so first I will go just to my desktop and using the command line. If you are in Mac, and your slash should be /. If you are on Windows, it should be /. Okay, so cd means change the directory. So I just cd and desktop. But if you are in Windows, you should be you may go to your folder and check where's your folder. But my folder is put in desktop, so that's why I just go cd desktop, and then I will go to my projects. So I have the projects here. So every time when I do like cd, and I may just type first one, then I can do a tab and it can finish. Let me show you what I mean. Oops. cd and hyphen, and then you go back to the desktop, and you do cd, and now you just press P, and then I press the tab key. You can finish my typing. So that's why I can go to this project, and now I am in my location is inside my users George desktop project. So here I'm going to push my repository to my GitHub repository. Okay, my folder to the GitHub repository. So what I'm going to do is just check in all the files, add all the files into my the GitHub log. And now I will do git commit. What commit means is like you commit all the change in your project. So I just saying before lesson, any message you want to put it in your project. So that's why I just commit and hyphen message and before lesson. All right, then I do GitHub and then push, and it will push, and it will push all the way to here, to the GitHub George learn python.git. All right, that's called Git. But no worry if you haven't used that yet, and we will do it step by step. Okay, so here I have a repository called learn python.js, and inside here there's a folder called b1, and in b1 there's index.html, this file, and pretty long. So if you last week you didn't work on this project and you want to continue today, and you can go to this URL and just copy and paste, put it into your project. So what we use is Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is really good on making the web page and dealing with the JavaScript, something like that. And yeah, if I turn on my Visual Studio, I can do open my folder. I go to desktop, and of course it's my project, and open JS, and just open the folder. And now after I open my folder and go to my folder b1, and then there's index.html, which is the last time we're working on this. Okay, and at the meantime I will go back to the browser, and in any tab you just like Control O or Control plus O or Command O, and you can open the prompt. If you can't remember the shortcut, you can just go File, Open File, and now you would go to the folder you just create your index.html, and just go Desktop, Projects, JS, B1, index.html, and now you open it, and it should have this, as last week we left it here. All right, so today behind here we are going to add the slides, add this slides, and as I can remember, if you need this slide work, it have to has the you have to have this bootstrap min.js in here. All right, so because it used some JavaScript to make the slides keep moving. Okay, that's why we have this thing here. Yep, so if you just copy the web page from my GitHub repository, you should already have the script. Okay, and of course since we are in the intermediate level of the Python or JavaScript, if you have any question, just let me know. Okay, so I can do my best to explain to you. So here is pretty simple. You just copy here, and wait a minute, I just copied this URL, and again I will put it in the chat box so you can do it right now. So yeah, in case you don't know how to get to this carousel, this area, you just come all the way to this URL. All right, so I just copied, and before the script, basically actually doesn't really matter in HTML. They just the only matter is where you put that element. You just they are in sequence. Usually they are in sequence in order to show like a flow, like one block by one block. Okay, so here we are, and I just put it in the last part, and now I'm going to just save it, Control S, or go to File and save your save your file, because I'm get used to use the shortcut, and that's why I just do Command S or Control S. But in Visual Studio Code, and I just set my Visual Studio Code to automatically save my file, and I even don't need to press the Command S or Control S, so it will automatically save my file. Okay, so if you want to do that, you just go Preference and Settings. If you are in Windows, it should be in File and Setting, or Edit Setting, or somewhere. So as long as you can find the settings, so it's just like Auto, and you should find Auto Save, something like that, or just save. Let's see. Yeah, Auto Save, like this, and you have a couple of options. And if you set your Visual Studio Code to when it will automatically save all your file. Okay, but here I already put this one here and see what happened. So I put here and then I refresh, and nothing happened because I didn't have the image for it. So I didn't have the image for my slide. So where should we put the image? And usually you should put the image in the image element, and then in the image element there's an attribute called src, which stands for source. And of course they have a class, because we use the class to decorate our image. And also there's something called alt. It's just an alternative text in case your image doesn't show up, and it should show this alt. All right, so I may just saying image 1, image 2, and image 3. Okay, and I have to go to get the image source, and you can download locally, put it inside your project, or you can just put the URL and put it inside here. So what I'm going to do, just go back to the image.googles, just go image.googles, and I'm going to find the image, any image, like my favorite image, and you guys already know that is called Cinderella, right? Cinderella, but it's up to you. I mean, it's nothing stop you to do using the other image, but this one is one of my favorite image. I just go here and right click and copy the link address. Oh, okay, it's copy the image address, and right click and copy the image address. And if I come back to my Visual Studio Code, and I just remove everything, and now I just put the image here, and now I save it, and I go back to my index.html. So I have the Cinderella here, but it really doesn't move that much. Okay, because I don't know why, but let me just inspect. It should be keep rolling, right? So it's sync failed, error file not found. But anyway, I just do, let's continue to find the, oh, here you go. It's going back to the image 2. So I have to find another image 2. So how about I will find the beast, whatever you want. So let's just do the beast and right click and copy it and put the image address and come back here and remove it. And now you find tulip. I don't know, but just looks nice. And right click and copy the image address, and I replace here and paste in here. Now I go back to my web page and I'm gonna refresh it, and let's see. It's kind of too big, but let me wait for a moment. It's kind of too big for my image, so let me just zoom it. Yeah, the image is kind of big. And now, if hopefully you can find your image in your image.google. If you already found it, please let me know and we can continue. So basically, you just replace the source and put 3 images here. Of course, you can just copy this item and just paste under here, and you can put more than 3, as long as you just copy it and paste and put more. Okay, so I just wait for you. If you are finished, just let me know and put it in the chat box. And once we are done, and we are going to make my image just a little bit nice, because right now it's just like too big for me, and I'm not sure it's big for you or not. Okay. So yeah, I will let you see my code. It's just copy and paste and come back here and paste here and put an image and find the source and put the image in your to replace the source. So it's really easy, and it's just turning around and making it moving and moving. Son is asking how to find the image source, and what you need to do, just go here, go to Google. Like for example, you are picking the Pikachu. So if like this image, you want to get a source, and you just click here. Now you right click, and you can copy the image address. You choose copy image address, or you can just say the image and dump it into your project. Like I go to desktop, projects, and JS, and B1. I just put it here. Like I just rename it, just call Pikachu. Okay, it's up to you. You can just use the address online, or you can just use the Pikachu objects on the your folder, like inside this folder here. So if inside the folder, I may just copy it and paste. So I remove this source because I want to put the Pikachu here. And if you want to refer to the local, like the same folder, you usually just to the dot. Dot means local folder, which is the same folder like the index.html. Then you have a /, no matter you are on Windows or on Mac or Linux, and you can just do /, and now you can have the option to choose your file like Pikachu. Okay, So hey, Jordan is Cinderella is my favorite. Okay, so that's why I always use Cinderella for the example. And now I just replace it and see if the Pikachu is show up or not. So you just keep moving. I don't know why it's so long, because we actually can choose the time, how much time we are going to flip it over. But here it's just slow, and I don't know why it's so slow. But at the meantime, when it's waiting for this guy, and I want to make this image really small, like at least fit in my side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just like in here, right? You have the image, so you have the class, and I don't know why they use this class called W100 or something like this. And what I'm going to do is just add my own class, or you can have your style. So your class is like how about you just any name, like my img. So but you have to put a space here, okay? But that's the class name I'm going to put into this image, so we can decorate and use this class name. So I just put my ing and space my ing into the class, and now you should have the style like this. And usually we put the style on the header, and all the style on the header, but since I want to demo to you, and I just put the style here, and so you just put the style here, and then because it's a class, so it's a dot, and there's something called ID. You use the pound. Okay, I just define a class. This class is to decorate the HTML element and put it inside the class. And one class attribute can have multiple class, and they separate by the space. So I just put my image here in each of my image. All right, so what I'm going to do, just like I want it to be small, like width is 500 pixel, but don't forget this semi-commas, and then you go to height and 500 pixel, and now you have a semi-commas, always have it here. Okay, so these two lines, and then separate by the semi-commas. And now you save your file, and now you go back to here and refresh, and now why my Cinderella looks like this. A width high. Why my width looks like this? Doesn't really looks good. And the reason is because, let me just take a look, and every time I can, if I want to check it out what's wrong with my my CSS, my style, I just do the inspect and click inspect, and now I will go all the way to here. And then it just saying my width, you will see from here. I'm pretty sure you can find the styles tip, the tab over here, and my width was crossed. See, it was crossed here. The reason is because this sizing W100, they use width 100% important, and that's why no matter how I put width here, it doesn't really work here. There's one way to fix this problem, because they just put 100% here. And what you can do is, like, since they are 100% here, and you can also do here, right? You can boost the, let me show you. You can boost it here, right? Boost the my image to important, so you can force the browser to take this one, the width, with this one. And after you put the important here, it will force your image looks like this. You see that is pretty small. So but I just changed it on my browser. So what I'm going to do, just go back to my my Visual Studio Code, and I missed my image to put it in my Pikachu, and also put it here, class name, and here I will do important, and now it should be looks much more smaller for my my picture, but it really doesn't look that good because it just stretch the image. So that's why I want it to be normal, and probably I would keep 800, maybe 1240, and the height is 600, something like this. And also there's one CSS thing can make your image really nice and put it onto the layout to here. But right now I just put 1240 pixel and 600 pixel, and looks like this. So I want you to change your code as well, and so you can have a smaller slice in your web page. And now I can turn it back to 100, but it's still big. So if it's still big, I may just cut it to like 600 and 300, something like this, and see what happens. 600, and now it looks better. So once you have done here, and also your image was showing correctly, what I want to do is, like, we go back to the menu in here, and we will figure out what's the setting and we can do for these slides. Okay, so let me know you're finished, and also your image just fit like into your browser and looks nice and then we can move forward. Just let me know if you're done and just put it in the chat box. Okay. So let me repeat what I did here, because what I did here is like I set my image to 600 pixel, 300 pixel high, and 600 pixel width. And then I have to put the class on each image, like this image, my image, and then this one, and every image I just put my class. And which is not really nice, because you have to put my image on each item. Okay, but that just works because you can put it inside to here and stretch out your shrink your image to fit into 600 and 300 pixel. And the reason I put important, because they have the for the W100, because they set class name called W100 is they make the width to 100%. 100%. What 100% means means they are 100% like this class, this div, the width of the parent, the 100% on this parent. Okay, so that's why this item was 100%. Is if the W width this item, let's see this item, I'll show you. And this item is like this 100%, and now you shrink it to 600 and make your image smaller. Okay, but we are going to change a little bit here. I will show you how to do that. So in order to every time to set my image to 600 pixel, and because they put the W100 in the image, what you can do is like, instead of setting the image and you set the item, you can set the item, or you can set the parent, this big parent. So let me try to set this big parent and use and copy this one. And the ID is any name you can put. So I remove this ID and just put my ID. Okay, it's just up to you, because ID is just one ID is named by you. So you have the ID, and now you put the pound key here, and then you do this almost the same like the class. So now you put it, instead of that putting on each of your image, you put the width like 600 pixel, and I put one more here and see what happened. All right, so I put my ID, which is the parent of this block, HTML block, and now I go back to here and refresh, and now it still keep it 600 because, and my ID is 600 pixel. And then if you come to the inner, this the try of the inside my ID, this element, and it will still keep it 100%, which is like 600 as the parent. And now go to the item, because the item also 100%, and now it will be the same like this level, and this level is the same like this level. So hopefully you know what I'm talking about. It's just like level by level. If they are saying 100%, of course they will use up the whole block size. Okay, so I'm in here, I just put the width is 600 for my ID and this block, and the rest of them just take 100%, and so to maintain the same width on each item. Now you can get something like this. So yeah, what I did here is just change my ID. I changed from the example only and put any name called my ID, and so it go back to my style, and I put my ID, and there's a pound key. Pound means this one is an ID, so, and put my ID, and then I put the width 600% here, and that's why it will have all the child. If they are 100%, it would be 600 pixel, right? So like this one, it doesn't in the middle, right? You see that is not in the middle. So what you need to do is just like we have learned that we just wrap it into something called container. And now you would automatically generate this one called div/div. You have to get rid of it, because which means the close of this div. And what I want to do is just like go all the way to here, div. So you will get the div and put it to the end. And now I highlight the whole block, like this block inside here, inside the new container. You press the tab key, just make it move all together to the right side. You highlight them and press the tab key, it will go all the way to the right side. Okay, so you will see I put the whole thing into the container, and what the container do in Bootstrap, it just makes things in the middle. Well, here is not exactly the middle, but like, because I said this one is 600 pixel, and that's why it's like from here to here. Okay, but on this time you can what you can do is just you can remove the my ID, this one, you can remove it, and now you go back, it will stretch all the way like from inside this container like this. Okay, but for you, because your image is copied from the internet, that's why we just put the height here is 300 pixel, and some of the picture doesn't look that good. But what you can do is like if you design the image, you can maintain them with the same height, and then you can always get a nice slice with the same width image. Okay, so you have the container and make things in the center, and now you have the my image, and now everything inside this width, this slide would be the same width like the container. So hopefully you got what I'm saying here. All right. So once you're done, please let me know, and then we will go to the GitHub, and with the GitHub, and we will create one repository. Okay, so if you look at this code, and you might wonder what is added means here, and why they put the class called added on the first image. The reason is because if you put the added here, it will show on the first, when your page load, it will show this image first, and the Bootstrap will rotate this class name and put it on here and here and here, so that it can show in the front, show which one in the front. Okay, so you can have the image added and put it on the second one. Just remember to put a space between the class, and now it won't show my Cinderella as the first one. So if you come back here and you refresh, so it will show the bees as instead of my Cinderella as the first one, but they will rotate after a little while. Okay, this added class just maintain to control which one should be shown first. All right, and if you go back to the Bootstrap and you scroll down a little bit, you can add the control, like this control. A control button here. What you need to do is just like you add this block by the end of this whole block. Okay, or if you want, you can add some indicators, like this kind of indicators, and what you need to do is just like adding the this kind of thing at the beginning here, and you will have this thing, indicator. Oh, Optimist asked, how do you run the code again? So since because it's HTML, so you just paste here, and you go back, and don't forget to save them. Go to File, Save. You save your file, all right? And you just go back to the browser. Once the browser, here you click Refresh, and it will just run your code automatically, right? Because the browser will load we load the index.html, the index.html, and now they will run the HTML code and the JavaScript code at the meantime. Hopefully I can answer your question. And yeah, since I have a little bit time, so I have to go to the GitHub. So you have to go, if you already have the GitHub, you should sign, you can sign in your GitHub, or if you don't, you should sign up the GitHub. So how to go to GitHub? You just go to Google and type GitHub or github.com. You can go to github.com and come over here and you can sign up in your GitHub. All right. And here, usually on the right hand side, there's a plus here. So what you need to do, just you can click new repository or new project. I'm not sure you can do it right now or not, and if you don't, and you can do it later. So what you need to do, just go here and click and go to new project. And if you have a project, what you need to do, just like put a name, like is Cinderella, whatever project you want, just like C1. Okay, my project name called C1, and put some description, demo in the project template. Probably just none. I don't use it. So for the visibility, because GitHub is free and you may choose public, and so everyone will can view your project, can see your project. If you pay a membership fee, and you can choose private. But here, since my account is just free, so I choose public. All right. And link it repository and just ignore it, and you don't have to set it up. And once you create project, you just click projects, create projects. And let's see, inside my project C1, and now you can doesn't have any columns of cars. I don't know what does it mean. So I just go to the repository. So I think they changed the name called projects here, and basically you can do, just go to a repository, and you don't have to create a project first. You just go repositories, and or you can come here to the plus and new repository. And now what you need to do is just keep a repository name, and for example is called C1, just C1, and description is demo again, because by default is public, and you just leave it public, and initial this repository with readme, and you can initiate it with the readme, and you click create repository, and now you should have something like this. Okay, and now if you have this one here, and in order to use this one, this repository, what you can do is you need to install something called GitHub. So you just Google GitHub, probably for Windows, if you are on Windows, for Windows. All right, so you can go call Windows, or my map is just like download for map. Okay, so you can come here and download it. You just download and install in your your PC. Okay, I may just copy this one and you can paste it here. So let me see how many minutes I have. So I still have 9 minutes. Okay, so yeah, you can install the GitHub with the download this one from here, from this URL. So once you have the GitHub download, you should have a whole bunch of software installed. Like for example, for like this one, like this. Let me show you if you are on Windows. No. So you should have something like this, and then you can log in with your account, so you can control your repository in your GitHub account. Okay. At the meantime, once you have the GitHub desktop installed, you should have the like in your terminal or in Windows, there should be something called git-cmd, something like this. In your search bar, you type git-cmd, something like this. But what I'm in map, I didn't have the git-cmd, so which will allow you to use the console and just use the command to control your repository. But if you are not the command guy, not get used to the console or this command, you definitely can just use your GitHub desktop. And for next week, I'm going to show you how to use the GitHub desktop, and then we can put our project like this index.html file into the GitHub, and we will put it here. Put the file in here, and once we put the file here, and we will go to the we will use this repository, and we will generate a website and show my website like this web page to everybody in the world. All right, so I guess that's it for today, because I don't have my internet and I use my phone, and is going to be use up all my data. So I still have like 5 minutes left, and if you have any question, please let me know, and you can type it on the chat box. And I'm going to show you the code we did today, and it's pretty straightforward. We just copy and paste the whole thing from the Bootstrap, and we put this image URL into the source, and then because the image is too big, and that's why we try to customize the size of my image. And we found out we use a class called W100, which means is 100% of the width with my parent, and that's why I try to change my image first, and then I also try to change my ID, and also at last I use a container, and which will show everything in the middle. And then of course if your image is the same width, you don't have to set the width for your image But here, since my image is downloaded from the internet, so I have to force them to 300. But you can just remove this one. You might don't have to need this one, my image, and now your image just like the original high, which is really big. Okay, so hopefully you understand what I'm talking about this week, and see you next week. And also, if you have any question, please send me an email to help@dataera.ca, and I will answer your question as soon as possible. And see you.